Hi, my name is Philip Ring. I'm a producer at TT Games working on LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean.
Thanks, Phil, for joining us. Can you tell us a bit about the game?
Sure. LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean is where you get to play through all four Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but with a LEGO twist. So we're really excited about that. You get to play the first three films that people know and love, but also the new one on Stranger Tides, and it means that we get to have loads of fun with the new content and really give something that people haven't seen before and something new for gamers to be able to play.
Alright, and how's this game different from the previous titles?
We really wanted to kind of play up to kind of the things that make Pirates special as a franchise. So we've added new mechanics, new combat, new kind of features specifically for Pirates of the Caribbean. Some of this is very like core mechanics. If you take for example the sword fighting, we really want to make it sort of a swashbuckling feel. It's all about pirates fighting each other and being able to kind of have a cool sword fight. So there's actually different levels of ability for different characters. You fight some of the higher end sword fighters, they're actually better sword fighters than some of the lower end guards. We also kind of using some of the kind of mechanics that you would expect that are Jack Sparrow based. He's got some really cool abilities in the film, and they have some really great scenes. And we're doing the LEGO version of that, so you actually get to play those moments. So, take for example, we've got these platforms which, as the player jumps on them, they effectively stick to them so that they can kind of traverse areas that would usually be too difficult to kind of use in a platform title. If we take an example of the masts in the ship, we actually get to have sword fights where people are fighting on top of the masts of the ship above the deck, and it's a great experience. People have a lot of fun doing it.
Alright, and what's it like playing with the different characters? Are they very similar to how they are in the movie?
Sure. We spent loads of time making sure that the characters kind of had their own feel, their own unique animations. If you take Jack Sparrow as an example, Johnny Depp really made that character his own, and we wanted to kind of do that justice. So the animators spent loads of time making sure that all of his mannerisms, the way he walks, the way he talks, the noises that he makes, the way he kind of interacts with the world, really has to be in a Jack Sparrow way. But we also kind of did that kind of approach to all of the characters in the game. So Davy Jones has some great animations, the way he moves kind of really feels like Davy Jones should as a character. Some of the film 4 characters, we've got people like Blackbeard in there, he's got his own set of animations, his own abilities, he's kind of really imposing character in the world. And then if you're a Pirates fan, we've also got kind of like the other end of the spectrum. So there's loads of Davy Jones crew members in there, there's Barbossa's cursed crew that you get to play as, there's the people that you kind of see as in the environments as kind of like passing characters, but now in the LEGO game we get to kind of add all of those characters to the roster and use them as playable characters in game.
Sounds great, and can you tell me about the LEGO element to it as well?
Sure. LEGO games are all about being able to build and creative and your own imagination. Anything that you see in the world that's made out of LEGO you can interact with in some way, whether that's an object that you can smash, whether it's LEGO that you can build or something that you can climb up. And it's kind of like an indicator for us to be able to say this is what you can interact with and this is just what's seen. There's loads of LEGO in each of the levels, we really kind of pack it in there, so there's loads of fun stuff that you can do. There's stuff there that you use for progression purposes, so there might be a building, you might build a door so you can access a new area, but then we also just have loads of stuff that's just there simply for fun, so you'll be able to build like some really cool kind of like LEGO ships in the game, sort of little things that kind of float around. We also use the LEGO mechanics as a kind of like ability to do things that we haven't been able to do in the past. So for example, if you put a LEGO barrel on your head, you can actually walk underwater and access new areas that you haven't been able to do.
Okay, and there's a very strong element of humor in the game as well. Can you tell us a bit about that?
With the humour, we always kind of try and make sure that it's a fun thing for people. That if they're familiar with the franchise, there's something new that they haven't seen. The LEGO cutscenes are kind of like we get a lot of feedback saying people really enjoy the humour and the kind of comedy that's in them. So we spend a lot of time making sure that the cutscenes are very funny, and that also portrays into the main game as well, the way that people and their interactions, their idle animations. We spend a lot of time making sure everything in there is a lot of fun for people. Humour is really great for us because we have a lot of fun being able to kind of parody what you see in the films, and it really works extremely well for Pirates of the Caribbean. As I said, the films have got some great moments in there anyway, but to be able to do the LEGO twists in those films kind of really is a lot of fun for us, and we've had a lot of fun making this.
Alright, that's great. And in terms of relation to the movie, I mean, are we talking about the game being exactly how the movie is, or do you have your own twists in the game?
So with the way we cover all 4 films, we cover films 1 to 4, but we also do it in our own LEGO way. So the core stories there, people who are familiar with the films will know exactly what's going on. Even if you're not familiar with the films, the story's kind of laid out in a very easy to follow way. But then we get to do the LEGO fun, the LEGO twists in there. So for example, for things like the Kraken that appears in the film, we actually get to use that Kraken, but it's a LEGO version of the Kraken itself.
Right.
So that kind of pops up in locations that you might not expect. And as we have the fight, there's like a boss fight there at the end of film 2 where you fight the Kraken itself. So if you're familiar with the films, you'll know what happens in that film, and that's kind of the way that we play out the mechanics, and that's the puzzle that you need to do. So if you take, for example, what Will does in that scene, he's all about trying to get the crates of dynamite into a net, and that's actually the gameplay that we do in the game itself. So we do follow the films very closely, but as with all of our titles, we have to make sure that there's a Lego twist, so it's something fresh for people.
All right, and which platforms can we expect this game on?
So Lego Pirates of the Caribbean is coming out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, PSP, Nintendo DS, and we're also doing a Nintendo 3DS version, which we're really excited about. It's also going to be available for PC and Mac.
All right, that's great. And tell us a bit about the 3DS version and what we can expect, considering it's a new platform.
Sure. So the 3DS version is actually, it's kind of based in the console game, so it's using similar assets and similar environments, but we're actually doing its own thing. It's also got its own puzzles. The real 3D element is kind of, it's a lot of fun for us, because you get to play the whole game in 3D, so all of the cutscenes appear in 3D as well as the environments themselves, and it's great fun for us. It really looks great, the console's a lot of fun, and we really hope people are going to enjoy it.
That's great. Thanks, Phil.
Cheers, thank you.